Andrew Carnegie was born in Scotland in 1835 to very humble beginnings. His father worked in a cotton mill. His mother earned money by binding shoes. The family lived in a tiny weaver's cottage which just had one main room, consisting of half the ground floor, and was shared with the neighbours, acting as their living room, dining room and bedroom. Carnegie's first job was in the cotton mill, where he earned just $1.20 per week, weaving and peddling linens. From these beginnings, Carnegie amassed a great level of wealth, equivalent to a modern personal fortune of up to $298 billion, making him one of the richest people to have ever walked the earth. Carnegie strongly believed that the wealth he created was a result of one thing: his mindset. More importantly, he knew that any man could amass great wealth if he just understood the principles of doing so. His belief in this was so strong that he commissioned Napoleon Hill to interview 500 of America's rich and famous to find out just what it was that made them so successful. The 29 years of research was published in the book Think and Grow Rich, which reached a definitive conclusion: wealth is generated from one thing, an individual's mindset. If you haven't read this book yet, we highly recommend you visit the free download section on Zelsab.com. In today's world, wealth tends to be linked to the characteristics of an individual and the circumstances of their life, such as academic ability, level of education or ability and determination to work hard, or external forces such as luck or fate. This is not the case. Just some basic observation will show some of the wealthiest people who have ever walked the planet have had a very low level of formal education. It's clear that whilst hard work has brought riches to some, there are many people all around the world who have worked hard their entire life without ever getting rich. Scientific advancements and increased psychological awareness has led to the realization that the creation of wealth is not at all random. Instead, it has been found that the creation of wealth is a result of a psychological way of being, a mindset comprising attitudes and beliefs which are programmed for wealth. Let us illustrate this further with the example of Ray Kroc, the man who brought McDonald's to the world. At a young age, Kroc tried his luck at numerous trades, including paper cup salesman, pianist, waiter, radio DJ, jazz musician and band member, all with limited success. Kroc eventually became a milkshake machine salesman. At the age of 52, Ray discovered a small hamburger joint run by the McDonald brothers, to whom he had sold a large number of milkshake mixes. He worked with the brothers for some time, but became frustrated with how slowly the brand was expanding. In 1961, at age 59, Ray lined up the investors and bought the chain for a relatively modest fee. From this date to the date of his death in 1984, Kroc led the growth of the McDonald's chain. At the time of his death, McDonald's boasted over 30,000 restaurants operating in 119 countries, and his personal fortune, well, it was thought to have been in excess of $500 million. The most important aspect of this story is that Ray Kroc continually believed that he'd be wealthy, despite significant evidence to the contrary. He later stated that, at the time he discovered McDonald's, "I was 52 years old, I had diabetes and arthritis, I'd lost my gallbladder and most of my thyroid gland, but I was convinced that the best was ahead of me." This mindset was the cornerstone to his eventual wealth. This is further illustrated by another famous quote: "I always knew I would be rich, even when I didn't have much money. I acted rich anyway." Whatever your current mindset towards wealth, it's possible to attain one which will lead to the creation of abundance